We should. Yeah, and I will send pictures as well for runes and stuff to make sure that you have them down, even though you will get them in the recording. So don't worry about that.
Yeah, nice.
Have you seen the new Shimtank build on Hecarim?
The ones that Jankos played, the
Yeah,
Shem Tank. Yeah, I
it's
watched the Tarzan video of it, and I also watched the LEC and LCS games when it was played.
it is risen in like popularity the last week or so, and it's really disgusting. If an enemy team doesn't have consistent damage or hyper carry, they can never really kill you, realistically. So
Yeah, I felt that watching when Tarzan talked about it, you know who I'm referring to, right?
yeah, the enemy
Yeah,
player.
yeah, exactly. The toxic dude.
Yeah,
He said basically if your teammates aren't good, then this is not gonna be as good,
yeah, yeah,
since you don't deal any damage at all, but you're insanely tanky.
yeah, and that is also true. Um, so yeah, is there any reason for this build? Is it because you have seen me coach it, or
Oh shit, I haven't watched your stream. My bad.
no, don't worry, don't worry. What? It's my bad. I'm just setting up stream, so I forgot
Now
about
I'm here.
screen sharing. There we go.
I'm just gonna mute it.
There we go. I'm screen sharing
Perfect.
now on Discord,
Yeah.
and I will record from now on as well. Oh.
Sheesh.
What? I mean, I guess it's whatever. You'll just get the stream recording or the what,
Yeah.
and then I'll fix it.
Everything works fine for me.
And I'll fix it for another time. But what the fuck, man? I mean, I
Never
recently
seen it.
cleaned up my entire PC like today, so I think it might have fucked up something.
Probably, yeah. But it's
Okay.
fine for me.
Yeah. All right. Um. Okay. Then I guess we just do this. Yeah. I mean, the first thing that obviously pops to mind is that you play your most played is Jhin, and then you play jungle, and then there's a Kai'Sa here.
Yeah, I can probably explain. I guess that Jim was a champion I played a lot last season as well. When I was like kind of, sometimes you have these games where you're sick of your role,
Yeah, of
and then I
course.
guess you kind of grieve because you go off role or you second role.
Yeah.
So I've had a lot of those games, which is basically all my Jin games.
I mean, it's
Uh,
fine to have that, but not as your most played.
no, I know.
So if the goal is to climb and the goal is to get as high LP as you possibly can,
Yeah,
then sure, some games you want to off roll, and it's okay if you actually can play the role. I am not sure you can because you have 6.7 CS,
yeah. I don't think I
49
can
CS.
realistically.
So if you don't want to play your role, you should get a Smith and play on that.
Yeah,
Because the main goal for you on your main account is to actually get elo and to play because you have a lot of games, right? So you just have to, like, if you want to try hard, go main, play your champs. But if you don't feel
yeah,
like you can try hard but you still want to play, go on Smith and play ADC if that's what you like to play when
yeah.
you don't want to try hard. And that's really important because maybe if you didn't have these games, you would probably still be master.
True.
It's not 100% right, but 93 games with a 50% win or 49% win rate is obviously not good. That's just
No.
93 games kind of wasted. Or not wasted, but you get what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, it's true. I had the same conversation with a friend of mine a couple of days ago. I was like, if I just skipped out on this like identity kind of crisis where I choose to
Yeah,
play 80 for a couple of games, I probably would have been able to climb a bit more or a
yeah,
bit faster as well, and not grief as many of my teams that I got.
for sure. I can see that Hecarim is your most played.
Yeah,
Hecarim is really good for solo queue. He's situational in competitive, right? But in solo queue, you can almost pick him every game and it would be fine. Um, but I can also see you play Elise. I remember you played with me when you played Elise.
yeah,
And you remember my opinion on Elise. You know how I like Elise, right? It was my most played last 2 seasons. But the
mm,
champ is just at its worst point ever. If you don't get a kill early game, you cannot play the game anymore.
no,
because as you can see, you have 4.7 or 4.5 CS per minute, or per minute, where a Lilia, for example, or a Udyr Hecarim would be sitting at 7 or 8 even. So you need to get ahead. Sure, it can happen in solo queue, and if you want to play Elise, obviously there's different runes. You can do. Have you played with PTA? I hope not.
I have not. I've
Okay,
never,
good.
and
Good,
I
good,
would
good.
consider it low-key griefing.
Yes, and I will agree with you. It's horrible. And I can
I
see
have
that.
one Conqueror game, too.
Yeah. That's fine. Conqueror is not something where I will say, okay, you're in thing. Because if they have a tanky team, like here, Leona, Mundo, even Nard to some extent, then Conqueror is nice. I just want to see your second rune.
It's Water Walking Nimbus every game as well.
Yeah, and that's also fine. You can go, what's it called? Cheap Shot and Relentless, because you will just be perma healing. Because if you go for these builds, or if you go for this rune set, you're okay with scaling to a certain extent, because Conqueror will actually help you not be useless in teamfights. But yeah, if they have a tanky team, Conqueror is fine. But yeah, you remember what I said. The champ is... You're just handicapping yourself. You're asking your enemies, okay, if you don't int for like 5 minutes, I just can't play the game anymore.
Yeah.
And it sucks, because I love Elise. It's the most fun champ to play in the jungle. For me, at least.
Yeah, it is for me as well. It's pretty weird, because I played in somewhat of a similar playstyle that I play Kha'Zix, because the one-shot potential with Elise, when you have a certain amount of items, is pretty good as well, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But it's also what you say, like, if you really don't snowball the game, you can't do that playstyle, and then I don't know how the fuck I play it.
Yeah, because it's unplayable. It doesn't matter if you're challenger 1 KLP, because I will not be able to one-shot a D1 player if I don't get hit.
True.
So yeah, the champ is currently at a state where if you pick it, it has to be really good. Like they have to have like Ezreal Yumi and like a jungler who can't help. And you have to have setup in the bot lane so that you actually can just remove the bot lane from the game. Or like Renekton Elise versus a jungler who can't help his top laner. Something like that, right? So it needs you actually need to think about Elise if you pick her. It needs to have a purpose. And if you're looking for something like Hecarim, then you're okay with farming, because if you farm and you scale up, you get items. You will want fucking 1v9, right?
Yeah.
And that's not something Elise can do, because the pressure's on you to make something happen. But if you're playing Hecarim, the pressure's not on you. You can actually sit back, farm, just protect your laners, and then 1v9 the game.
Yeah.
And the current state of this, of the jungle, is that farming is obviously the way to go. There's gonna be meta shift where Elise is gonna rise up in priority, as well as like Elise, Rek'Sai, Lee all of that shit. They're gonna rise up in priority at some point, but not right now. And you need to adapt, or you will die.
Yeah.
So let's look at Elise builds and runes just to get it down, because as I said, there are games where she can actually work.
Considering the game I played with you, where I had like about 0 setup in any lane except for bot lane, I would also agree that it's kind of grief.
When can you remember what day it was? Because it's actually a good game. Yeah, there it is. It's actually right here. So yeah, you can't do anything in mid. There's nothing you can do realistically. You can't do anything in top if Volley plays it right, and bot lane they have a fresh, right? So if they play right, you can't do anything. So only realistic thing you can do is you can take out the enemy jungler, and then you can try to win the game, because you actually have the winning jungle matchup level 3. So if you path towards him and you kill him, you might be able to make it a 4v5 game and get ultra fed off just winning the jungle matchup. But it's really flippy, because if you don't predict his path early game, you're out of the game.
Yeah.
And that's not something you want to go into the game with, right? You don't want to go into the game having one win condition, which is killing the enemy kindred level 3, or you lose the game. That is really fucking sad. That's a sad win
Yeah.
condition, in my opinion.
I agree.
Um, so yeah. If you want, as I said, if you want to have a Elise here, you want to have winning jungle matchup, you want to have setup in lanes, and you want something to have something you can play around. Let's find a game where that is actually existing. Fucked up. Go.
I think the one below was I have a good setup mid if Malphiters are
Yeah, I mean that's obviously
decent.
requires him to have level 6.
Yeah,
Uh,
decent setup top, I guess.
yeah, decent setup top, and I mean bot lane. If they play over aggressive and they overextend, you can gank it, but that
Yeah,
requires them to all perma push it. So in this game, Elise is not the greatest as well, but you seem to be a fine Elise player. It's not like you're shit on the champion, like as I can see on your win rate, right? Because
yeah,
if you have 57% win rate in season 11 where the champ is bullshit, then you must be doing something right.
I
Um,
guess.
I'm just looking for a game where I mean this doesn't really count. It's Janamid. All right, this one. This one is a good game. You have setup mid. You have not fine setup top. I mean, you have fine setup top if he overextends, and you have good setup
Yeah,
bot lane. So you can actually play around something here, right? And your jungle matchup is not horrible, but it's not like game losing if because he won't scale really well with perma farming. He will scale well. He will scale well with on like when he hits 6, but past that he has to look for ganks. So you can
yeah,
actually do something because he can't defend his laners. 1 to 6, Nocturne is useless. Level 6, he can do something. But your window is 1 to 5, let's just say that right. So you have a window from 1 to 5 where you can actually impact the map and he can't do anything about it. So you can create 3 versus 2 situations.
yeah,
And that's great because you have lanes to play around. So how we think when we need to pick Elise is that you just have to think quickly. Do I have something to play around? What can enemy jungler do if I gank? And how will it impact the map? Because if you get super far ahead in spot lane, sure you can win the game, right? And it's completely fine.
yeah,
But if we have a game like this where if you don't get ahead level 3, you will lose. That's not a game we want to play, Elise. So think about that. Have you tried Everfrost, Elise?
never. Not since they buffed it. Oh, I don't
Okay.
think I did it pre that either.
Yeah, I mean I
Usually
didn't either.
since yeah,
But I just tried it one game and it felt really nice because you have setup for the sun that is like kind of point and click. You can use Everfrost in spider form as well. So yeah, try it. It feels really nice.
can you use it when you're in your E in spider form?
No,
All right, fair.
I mean I haven't tried it, but it would make zero sense
I
if you could.
agree.
It would make zero sense. So I'm just gonna stay with Fim now from now.
Yeah. Well, basically, I
Um,
kind of stopped playing Elise after the game where you told me it was dog shit because I trusted it.
yeah,
But as you said, it might be good in some very specific games.
yeah, but you have to
But I
talk with
haven't
me,
tried it.
right? Before you
Yeah.
know where she's good, because it all comes down to the draft. The draft is super important also for solo queue, because you can enter the game having zero chance of winning because of your draft being complete piss.
Yeah. Uh,
Um,
Especially in this elo, I guess people actually do counterpick quite a lot.
yeah, they do. They actually understand like lane matchups in D1.
Yeah.
So if they get a huge like a really hard winning lane matchup, they can abuse that. Okay, enough talk about that. Is there any reason you play so many champs? What is the? I mean, quickly, what is the goal with playing League? Do you want to become like professional, or do you just have like a personal goal of becoming challenger or grandmaster, or whatever?
I had before this season, I had to reach masters, which was my goal, and now I
And you
did
got
that.
that?
I did that. But now I want to go even higher. I want to like test myself
Yeah,
because I want to prove to myself that I can actually go pretty far.
yeah,
I mean, I don't really have the. I don't think I have the knowledge yet or the motivation to try and go pro. Definitely not the skill level so far. But I want to see how far I can go
yeah,
because I mean I played this game for what 10 years now.
Yeah, I can see.
And I've been diamond stuck like every season. So I don't know. I feel like this is the time that I did when I peaked in rank. It gave me like more motivation to keep on going and see how far I can go.
Yeah.
So just basically to prove to myself how far I can climb, because I enjoy the game mostly.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
I mean, sometimes you have shit games, right? And you just get sad, but
yeah, but it's
yeah.
still like still when it's at its peak of fun, it's the funniest thing I could imagine doing.
Yeah, I agree with you for sure. Um, all right. If that's the goal, to just push yourself and not to become like a pro player with like endless champ pool, then you should cut down on champs. It's super important. I don't know if you've been in a situation where you play like a champion you don't have full control over, or that you don't play perfectly, or you don't play to a fine level. Then you can never focus on the game because you always have to think, okay, how do I play this fight? How do I play this? Like, what do I do with my ability?
Yeah.
So if the goal is to get as high up in elo as possible, you need to cut down. 3 champs is what I would like. Is what I would what's it called?
Recommend me.
Yeah, would recommend. I
Yeah.
would not recommend more because if you understand 3 champs and you understand how to play them, then you also understand how to pick them. You understand how to play them, so you can focus completely on the game and what you have to do in the game.
Mm.
It makes 100% sense, right?
Yeah, it does.
And that's why one tricks usually climb really fast because they understand their champ completely. They play it to a really, really high level, and they can focus a little bit more on how to play the game and what they have to do in the game.
Yeah.
Um,
Thing that I get sometimes I get like pretty tired about one specific champion, so I
yeah,
don't think I would have the mindset to play only one.
and that's also,
Uh,
and I can see that, right? And that's also why I'm saying 3, because I can see your like lowest played jungler is 33 games. You probably have more under this, but
I do.
yeah. So I think you would be fine with 3 champs. I don't think that would like make you bored.
No, I don't do it. It just most of the games there's a Hecarim ban,
Yeah,
and
of course.
somewhat sometimes like I don't know the ban rate exactly, but I believe Kha'Zix is pretty banned most times as well. It's like
Um,
Kha'Zix. I don't know. Maybe it's just some games that
yeah,
I haven't played in too much, but it's what I kind of remember. Uh, it's either like Skarner, Udyr, or Hecarim
yeah,
that
and
are almost permabanned.
yeah, it is. Um, I mean, the thing about Car 6 is that you actually want to pick him into like a team comp where you can play the game. You don't really want to go Conqueror on this champ. If you have to go Conqueror, why not pick like Udyr with Conqueror or Hecarim with Conqueror, something like that?
Yeah, that's why I never. That's why I never do it.
Yeah, because it's you have to be really, I wouldn't say skilled, but you have to understand your damage output completely, and you have to know exactly what you have to do in certain scenarios, or you will just die and lose the game.
Yeah.
Because Dark Harvest is played in a little bit of a different way and an easier way. And I can
Exactly.
see it here, for example. Car 6 is good here. They have 4 squishies and a fighter. Car 6
Yeah.
is good here. They have somewhat 4 squishies and like Rumble, like 5 squishies ish. And the same here. Kind of squishy and like a Hecarim, whatever. Because Hecarim is a good
Yeah.
matchup for you. You can farm for free and he can't punish the map.
Yeah.
Same thing here. He can't punish you. You have mid prio, and you can freely scale up to a point where it will just take over. So the thing
Yeah.
about the thing about Car 6 is that you want to pick him if you can go Dark Harvest for free. You want to pick him if they have squishy team and they are not tanky and have CC. But I'm pretty sure you know that already. You just
Yeah.
have
Kind of.
to. Yeah, you kind of do.
I could. Yeah, I could choose between going electrocute or dark harvest, but it's basically like I'm so used to going dark harvest every game, but
Yeah,
it could
you
be more
should
efficient going
go Dark
electrocute some
Harvest.
games.
I mean, in higher elus, like the highest of the highest, you can't
Yeah.
expect people to fight all the time because they actually have a good understanding of the game and they have a good understanding of when to fight. In most cases, depends on who the player is. Like let's say Caps, the best mid laner in the game or the best mid laner in Europe, he still
Mm.
flips every single solo queue game. He just wants to fight. But in other cases, if you know the players, you also kind of have an idea of how they play the game.
Yeah.
That's just something you have to get used to if you get higher loot, right? But Dark Harvest is always pretty much the best thing to go on Kha'Zix. It's not so much flip, but there's just so many. You can almost always rely on fights in solo queue.
Yeah.
Because they happen so frequently for no reason. So you kind of have to like adapt to that environment. It sucks for some players, but that's just how it is when you don't
And
have
it's also
communication.
usually like if you try an early gank somewhere and you don't get the kill, you get a Dark Harvest stack for free. That's still a win.
Yeah,
Sometimes.
yeah, yeah. Can you explain your items or like not items, but your runes?
My second tree,
Yeah,
I go boots because I would not find any other rune in that tree that I would make sense,
yeah,
except for maybe the one in the bottom left. I know it's a Cosmic Insight, maybe I think it's called.
yeah.
And I go Futures Market to get if I clear 5 camps and crab, I have enough money to buy a serrated dirk with that rune. And it's
Yeah.
also to get my items faster so I can snowball the game.
Yeah. I mean, I can see your point, and it's fine. How do you feel about not having boots until like depends on obviously how many takedowns you get, but let's just say 10 minutes usually. In like an average game, you would have boots at 10 minutes. How do you feel about that? Is it that, or are you okay with that?
I haven't put too much thought into it, to be honest. But I feel like it would slow me down, like chase potential and also clear speed potential.
Yeah.
So it kind of sucks, but then on the other hand, I get damage spikes earlier because I save gold.
Have you tried these runes?
I have not tried them.
Um. So the thing about this is that usually when you're on Kha'Zix, right, you're gonna try to one-shot someone early in the fight, which means you will have 70% or more.
Mm,
Plus, you're also fine with scaling on this champ. So Gathering Storm, why not?
true.
Plus, I like this idea from you having futures market. I like it. Don't worry, like I really like it because on some champs you really need that extra gold
Yeah,
to get that spike. But I'm sure that you can find that either way because you're not looking really hard to fight pre-6 unless they're like enemy junglers griefing or something like that. Pre-6 you're not looking hard, which means when you have 6 you should usually have city boots and a serrated dirk.
yeah,
So I want you to try these runes and give me feedback on them. If you don't like the
sure.
absolute focus, you can go Transcendence, which gives you ability haste.
Mm.
But yeah, this is the common runes. Um, you might not like it. You might not feel like you might feel like you really need that serrated dirk on first base. But I want you to try it.
Okay, for sure, try it.
Yeah. Uh, because it can also be like something you have to adapt to, so you can't adapt. But I want you to try it. And of course, don't pick a 6 just because he is like you like to play him. There has to be like a thought process behind it, and
Yeah,
which I can see there is. You're actually picking him when it makes sense.
I pick him in. I know that champion is very dependent on like team comps and stuff, so that's why I'm more comfortable with blind picking Hecarim.
Yeah, because you have two different ways of playing him now as well. You can go tank, be like a huge front line, and it will always be fine, even if enemies have like a hiding team comp that you can play around.
Yeah.
All right, can you talk to me about the runes? Like, how did you find them?
Uh, I watched your coaching video.
Yeah,
So I decided to try it out, but unfortunately I tried it out. I liked it the first game. It went. You see what runes I went before, right?
yeah, yeah.
Um, but unfortunately, I tried them out when I was in the mindset of everything's gonna go to shit anyways, which is why you see all the red stuff.
Yeah,
But you see, first game popped off, second game kinda popped off, kinda hinted. But I like them because, as you said, you become insanely tanky past level 10, minute 10.
yeah. Without even having
And
any tanky items, which is
yeah,
somewhat disgusting, right?
it is. And CDR boots, I never really gave any thought to. I only thought that Merc Threads and Tabis was legal.
Yeah,
But I guess this was fine too because you get off so many Qs and you proc your
it's
Conquerors so
disgusting.
fast.
It's disgusting. You can queue every second now.
It really is.
So yeah, for sure, Lucidity boots is the way to go in most games. So yeah, now there's a new build that people have noticed, which is this build, and it's really nice. I have tried it myself. I have not been in the mindset because obviously I played versus a Vayne, so it's different. But yeah, it's all about having absurd speed and being absolutely disgustingly tanky, not being able to die. So that's the thought process behind it. And it makes them even more blindable because you are always fine with kiting because you have insane movement speed, and you will be tanky. So no matter like if you int or whatever, you will still be tanky and you can't die. So I want you to try this out as well. I will just send a picture from this. Obviously this changes. You don't have to do this every time. But the runes are the same. You change this depending on what you play against. Like in this game, you play versus double AP mid jungle, which means you go magic resist for the 2v2 mid or the scuttle fight.
I think I saw the video where you coached the other guy on the Hecarim. That you said I don't know the name of it, but it was the same video where I found out the runes.
Yeah, is it with Phase Rush?
Yeah, I said you said that you didn't like it.
Yeah, I don't like it, but on this build, it's disgusting.
Right.
Because the goal is to be like really annoying, and it is to be super fast. That's the goal of the runes.
Yeah, then it's obvious that you go Phase Rush, I guess.
Yeah, but usually these are the runes that I find most broken because you are, as I've said yourself, or as I've said or you said, you are super tanky. You don't really die, and with Ghost you don't get kited as well because you have Ghost. Yeah, I hear you.
I DC'd, sorry.
It's fine, it's fine. I will just repeat it. So yeah, these runes are nice if you have this build, and that's also what you should do. And yeah, if you're not looking to go this build, as you said yourself, if you don't trust your teammates to do anything in the game, then you go for this, which you already have, which is also fine. Yeah. It still works completely fine, because it allows you to actually do damage as well, where this build is, yeah, you do a little bit of damage, but the tanky is what makes, like, you being tanky is what makes it broken.
Yeah. So in that particular game with that rune setup, he had 3 damage dealers on his team, right?
Yeah.
Wukong deals damage, Annie does, Kai'Sa does. So imagine if I play with like Malphite top and I have whatever does no damage bot lane, I'll probably go the Conqueror one, right?
Yeah, exactly, because you lack damage. So it's just about thinking in the game, in the draft. What do we need? Do we need a tank? Alright, then I do the tanky build. Do I have a tank top? Do I have like a low damage mid? Then I do damage because we lack damage. So it's all about thinking.
Yeah.
And that's something most League players don't. They just go into the game, they autopilot, okay, I buy the same thing every game, I don't think, I do the same runes every game because I don't think. And yeah, then you will lose, and the quality of the game will obviously become way lower.
Yeah.
So it's all about thinking in the draft. What do we need? And you said it yourself so nicely. I have a Malphite top. I have a assassin mid. We kind of need damage, so I will go the damage build. But let's see here. Here, for example, if you go tanky here, will you realistically die?
No.
No, because yeah, sure, Kai'Sa might be able to kill you, but she's the only one. And she needs to pump damage into Rakan, she needs to pump damage into Darius, and you at the same time. And you have damage mid, you have damage ADC, you have damage in top, so you don't lack damage. So imagine your full tank here, you have a what's it called? Shem tank, you have a Force of Nature, and you have a Deadman's Blade.
Yeah.
Or something like that. Deadman's Blade or Radiant's Omen. You cannot die, and they can just not do anything. Imagine you run into the Zillies having that build. What can she do? She will just cry.
Yeah. I even got so ahead early. So I would have been so insanely tanky so very early in the game as well.
Exactly. So it's all about thinking. What do we need? And you can see it now, right? It's so obvious. I don't know if you thought about it before now, but
I
it's
didn't
so
see the
obvious.
build until Jankos played it.
Okay. Um, I mean, just in general, exactly like with the Elise as well. It all comes down to draft. What do we need? Is my pick
Yeah.
actually valuable? And I can see that you maybe didn't think about it in the game you had me because you actually went Elise with no setup, right?
It's mostly that I like I take it up. No, I'm not gonna say a word. I'd rather let my top pick for me and then pick me whatever, as long as I can help my laners out.
Yeah.
That's like kind of
If
what I
that's
have
if
my
that's
mental
if
at.
that's your mental, then you have to pick something that's really blindable and that can actually play the game almost no matter what enemy team picks.
Yeah.
And that's something that Hecarim can do because you can do both damage and you can go tank as well.
Yeah.
So Hecarim is probably one of the most blindable junglers at his current state. It will probably change really soon. I can't say because I'm not Riot, so you just have to adapt, and it all comes down to like how is your mental, how is your mindset, what do you want to do.
Yeah.
What about
We
Lille? Do you play her?
tried her out after our game, uh, but I kind of grief first timing it in DC law instead of trying it on my Smurf account because it didn't go very well.
Yeah.
Didn't really. I kind of scuffed early clearing because I didn't realize how low I would get if I didn't kite correctly.
Yeah, of course.
Which obviously I did not, so I fell insanely behind. I think I did 3 camp spot and then I had to recall.
Yeah, I mean that's really sad, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, Lilia could be a great replacement to Elise because
Mm.
she does. She farms triple as fast as Elise, and she scales really well. She offers a 5-man stun if you hit it right. So
Yeah.
she is just a way better Elise currently. So if you still, yeah, I mean, she of course doesn't have the same playstyle as Elise, but you get what I'm saying, right? She is just a
Yeah.
better option to what Elise can bring right now. And as I said, it will change at some point, and Elise will just be the best jungler, and then you can pick her up again and have like 9% win rate. But currently, she's shit, and you have to adapt to that. So if you want to still play something that offers AP, which you should, then just pick up Lilia. The hard thing about her is that you obviously need to learn how to kite the camps, and that's something you can do in practice too. Go practice tool, do 20 clears with Lilia, 20 different ways, and then you will learn it, and you won't have an issue when you have a leash or something like that, because it will be super easy. So it's something you can easily learn.
Yeah, it's a very good tip. Also, what I usually did, I played off-row, so I played ADC, right?
Yeah.
And then I had 2 games in a row where I had a lady on my team. I had the same guy. He popped off so hard. I was like, how does he has like 322 CS at like 29 minutes, both these games,
Yeah.
even though one of his lanes are inting. So I had to rewatch his games, see what I learned from that. But yeah, since I only watched them twice, I don't really remember. So practice tooling 20 times, probably a better idea.
Yeah, because it comes down to how you clear. The
Yeah.
moment you're done with 4 camps on Elise, Lilia is done with 6. Or Lilia is at Scuttle.
Yeah.
Because the champ just offers way faster clear. And you have to adapt to that. Because that's the current jungle style. And what's gonna work the best. So for runes, you don't have to pick her up right now, but you just have to realize that if you need AP, Lilia is probably the best bet you'll have.
Yeah.
Because you're fine with picking Cortex if it's good. You're fine with picking Elise if it's actually good. And Hecarim you can blind. Lilia you can blind as well. Lilia can play into almost everything.
Yeah.
But for builds or for runes, go this instead. This is fine. Stay on that. And go attack speed instead of CD because you are out attacking a lot. You're out attacking a lot. And here you should go armor almost every time, depending on if they have like double AP mid jungle, you can do magic resist. But armor helps you with jungle camps and helps you with if you kite like a fucking noob, then having armor is really nice.
Yeah. I saw the Evelyn and Anivia and I was like, if I don't go magic resist, I'm griefing.
Yeah. You can also go early Vandant or whatever it's called, you know.
Oh yeah, true. The barrier one.
Yeah, because if you play versus double AD, like let's say you are playing versus Yone or Hecarim, you can go Seekers.
Yeah.
right? But if you're playing versus Eve and Nivir, double AP, then why not go the AP version, which is Verdant or Barrier or whatever the fuck it's called.
Yeah.
Because it does the same thing as the AD one, plus having a what's it called? Having a spell shield when you finish it. You don't want to finish it to begin with. Just keep that in mind. But when you finish it, you will have a barrier.
Yeah.
Versus Eve and Anivia, which is nice.
So you mean you first buy it and then you sit on it until you finish like Leandris or whatever you go, which is probably Leandris.
Because
and then
you will stack it up. You will stack it up, and you will have like maybe 90 magic resist or something like that.
Oh yeah, it stacks like Arm God, right?
Yeah, exactly, and that's why it's really nice currently, and you have to adapt to it. Oh, I just want to send you the screenshot before.
What about Karthus jungle?
Yeah, he's also really good. You can definitely pick him up. Just have to make sure that you path correctly. He is hard to play, I will say that. But when you learn him, he is super easy.
Yeah. He's also completely different playstyle to gank heavy junglers.
Yeah, it's the complete different. It's completely different, right? But it's the same with Lilia. He just offers a little bit more than what Karthus does, but they do kind of the same thing. But in terms of ganking and team fighting, she offers a little bit more. But it's something you have to pick up, right? You don't really play Karthus that much.
Nah, I have another account that I can just go and play this champion.
Yeah. But the main thing is that you learn how to clear first. And the main thing on Lilia is that you, just to make sure that you don't fuck up, make sure that you stay on 5 stacks as much as possible. That's what you should focus on, like in the beginning. Just like 5 stacks, you're twice the champ as when you have 1 stack. So it's super important. Yeah. And of course, here you want early CD boots. In most cases, you want early CD boots. That's just really broken right now on almost every jungler. Also Kha'Zix, also Elise, also Hecarim, right? So we want early boots, but we can't get that because we have boots for some reason.
Yeah, I know. I figured that one out when I played the game. I was like, fuck, I can't buy the boots.
Yeah. Plus, it also gives you 300 gold, right? 300 gold. And then you have a stopwatch at like 10 minutes or whatever, which gives you 650 gold. Quick maths here. That's 350 gold plus, right?
Yeah, it is.
Plus, it's just better. It's just better in every way.
Imagine having a stopwatch in a team fight at like second dragon or something instead of having just tier 2 boots.
Yeah, exactly.
Free. 10 times better.
Exactly, you have a stopwatch. Maybe you get like early kills, right? And you get stopwatch at fucking 6 minutes or 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And it just ends up being the game changer. Because stopwatch plus, you almost always want Sunris on Elise or on Lilia. 9 or 9.9 out of 10 games you want stopwatch on this champ or Sunris. So you just get 650 gold for free. And you would much rather take that than having to sit on dead weight. Because this is dead weight in my eyes. It was really good last season, but now, no.
It makes sense.
They even nerfed it. You remember, like, it was like 10 minutes or 8 minutes, I can't remember.
Yeah, it was something a bit less.
Yeah, before. And now it's 12 minutes and you actually have to get kills for it to come in and be useful. So, super important that you keep these things in mind, but make sure you watch the coaching session back, because it is...
Yeah, will do, for sure.
It is super important that you build correctly, because if you build wrong, your champ has, like, less impact, right?
Yeah.
Than it would normally have.
What do you think of Face Rush Lilia?
It's good if you need it. If you don't need it, then Dark Harvest is nice. And when I say need it, I mean if you play versus Olaf, who can maybe run you down, then we go Face Rush. But if you're playing versus something like Kha'Zix, just to name a champion that you play, then you don't need it because you're gonna get one shot anyways before you pop it off.
Yeah.
And it's just a game of who wants who in the jungle matchup. But jungle matchups rarely matter. It's mostly about laners and what they can do for the jungler. But yeah, it comes down to, do I need Face Rush or not? And in most cases the answer is no. But let's say you play versus Hecarim or Olaf, then face rushes, it can be nice to have. And especially in solo queue, Dark Harvest is like always the way to go.
Yeah,
Have you tried the
I
Moonstone
figured.
build before?
I tried it on Italy before it got nerfed. Since these are my only Liga games,
Yeah,
so no, I have not.
yeah, but
I tried it on Italy.
it just like don't do it because it's nice to have in competitive in some games, but it's the same concept as with Hecarim. If you don't have players around you that you know will play well, then yeah,
You
you're
like
just gonna
damage,
be
you're not
useless.
tanky,
You're
so
gonna be
it's
useless,
yeah.
and your team is gonna be useless because they suck ass. So, and we can almost never play around our team. Um, right. Do you want to look at more champs? Or do you think what if you had to pick 3 champs right now or 4 champs? Because sometimes there's counter pick where one champ can be really nice to play. Then what champs would that be? I suppose Hecarim, maybe some Kha'Zix, but Kha'Zix is situational. And
Do you
Elise as well.
mean that I should play like more, or
Yeah, like
that I
if you
do
if
play?
you had to pick 4 or 3 champs right now, what would it be? You don't have to like
Heka.
pick right now, but
All right. Well, it would probably be Hecarim, Kha'Zix, Rek'Sai, and then this third one. I mean, I guess Udyr, but I don't really play him.
okay.
But it would be a champion I would like to pick up. But I
Yeah,
figure he's gonna get nerfed pretty soon,
he's
or
probably gonna get
reworked
nerfed pretty
even.
soon, and I don't think Lilia will. So
That's
um,
true. That might be the fourth one, I guess.
yeah, and the thing about it is that you have to keep in mind. This is Lilia now, by the way. This is not Elise.
Yeah.
Is that you want to have some blind picks because you can't always know what you need to pick or what you have to pick. So you want to have something to blind pick, and that could be Hecarim, it could be Lilia, and then you can use Elise, Kha'Zix, and Rek'Sai as counter picks because you don't want to pick Rek'Sai into something that's completely unplayable for you.
Yeah.
But Rek'Sai right now he can work. But if you have 5 CS per minute versus something like Udyr with 10 CS per minute, yeah, FF right now. FF right now.
Yeah.
Um, so there has to be thought process. There has to be something behind your pick.
I
So
usually pick him when I'm playing blue side, and I have a good setup bot lane.
yeah, because he is really good at ganking bot lane.
Yeah.
What junglers would be nice to play against with Rek'Sai?
To play against, or
Yeah, to play against.
pretty good against Jarvan.
Yeah,
I like him against Lee Sin, of course.
yeah,
I also kind of like him against Nunu,
yeah.
but I feel like I don't know if it's a scale matchup, but it feels like one.
I mean, it's all about who. If you can counter gank his first initial gank, then you will win the game.
Yeah.
So you just answered my question. I didn't even have to do it. If they pick Jarvan, if they pick Lee Sin, if they pick Nunu, we go ahead and pick Rek'Sai because we can actually play around it. But if you pick Rek'Sai blind and they pick something like Katus that will have 10 CS per minute while you're sitting at your little 5, then fucking FF. So counter pick. If I have counter pick and they pick Jarvan blind, I can go Rek'Sai. Or whatever you would like to play. But Rek'Sai is really good against Jarvan. Because you can actually fuck with him.
It's also pretty situational good against Skarner for one particular reason. I think it's when he ults you and you unburrow, you also knock him up so he just stands still and sees you on the spot.
Yeah. So he can have like there is an avenue for that, right? But Skarner right now is broken. Just ban it now.
It's crazy.
But yeah, you can play something like Lilia versus Skarner because he can't catch you.
Yeah.
You can go Verdant if they have double AP mid jungle. And you can sit on what's it called, Banshee, and he can never hook you, and you will just outfarm him as well because you have a way better farming champ. So that's why I really like Lilia in her current state. So we can use Elise as a counter pick, Kha'Zix as a counter pick, Rek'Sai as a counter pick, and then you play Hecarim and Lilia as your blind picks. So it makes complete sense when I'm saying it like that, right? And that's why we're using 40 minutes on OPGG preview because it's what matters. But don't worry, we will review the entire game. It doesn't matter. I don't give a shit about the time. So yeah, how do you feel about that? What I've just said now.
Nah, I think it's a very good. I mean, I don't mean nah. I mean, yeah, it's a really good tip, or like overview of what I can do differently compared to what I am currently doing.
Yeah.
If I feel like the things you said as well, like putting more thought process into draft, even if it's solo queue, like, and not just picking at least first pick because I want to help out. Like, all right, I'll give my top lane fifth pick, and just pick whatever for me.
Yeah.
It is what you say. I actually do handicap myself. But if I would have picked Hecarim instead because I think that is a better blind pick, then it wouldn't be that much of an issue.
And that was also why I was so rough on you. You might say, I remember you said like, now I'm rethinking getting coaching, right?
It was the same time I had a weak mental.
Yeah. And that's fine. I don't give a shit. I want to be honest. That's my main thing.
Yeah.
I am honest with you. I might be really rough on you, and I might say you're fucking handicapping yourself right now.
Yeah.
But if that hurts your feelings, I don't give a shit because I'm helping you in the long run.
Yeah.
Some people can't take it, and I don't really care, right? Because
Nah.
my main goal is to help as many people as I possibly can.
Yeah. It was true as well. And I usually don't take offense by what people say, but it's just when you have these kind of downhills that I'm like in right now, I guess, where I really need a pause, I just take everything worse.
Yeah, of course. And that's something that will happen.
Yeah.
All right, let's move into the game. I think we have covered the OPGG view. Only took 40 minutes. Not too bad.
It's quite a big one.
Yeah, but it's so important. Building right, picking right, it can literally win you the entire game. Because if you have something like Lilia in the right team comp, you might even not be able to play her correctly, but the team comp is just perfect for you, so you can carry the game.
Yeah.
So that's why drafting is super, super, super crucial. And also in solo queue.
Have you seen this before, or is it the first time you're watching it?
No, it's the first time. I never watched the VOD ever.
I think you
it's
get
cheating.
no time to watch it anyways.
Yeah, I'm of course I didn't have time. It's ended like 10 seconds or 10 minutes before. Which is fine, don't mind. I never watched the VOD before I get it because I want first impressions.
I think it's cheating to do the other way around.
To make it look like I am insane, you know. But I actually am insane, and you will see it now.
You're smurfing it.
Alright. Currently we have the draft finished. And now it's important for you to think about what you have to do. Now I want you to tell me what you usually do so I can change what you're thinking. Because I know you're not thinking correctly, so give me your best shot.
So what I usually do every time I play Hecarim, no matter the team comp, I always want to full clear.
No matter the team comp?
Because I feel like... Huh?
No matter the team comp?
Yeah.
So that's a really bad mindset to begin with. It's good that you're looking to full clear, right? And it's also should be what you're doing. But let's say they're completely win trading. Like let's say bot lane is sitting at 100 HP, both of them. And they're hardcore trading. Then you actually need to adapt. You need to adapt, and it's super crucial.
Yeah.
Adapting to situations is number one for the jungler. You need to be able to adapt, and you need to be able to adapt your pathing depending on what happens.
Yeah.
Alright. So yeah, keep going.
So after that, you should look for a crab. Or I look for double crab mostly. If I can, of course.
Yeah, in most games it's impossible.
Yeah. But I know that Udyr clears pretty fast as well, or insanely fast, to be honest.
Yeah, you have pretty much same clear speed. He's a little bit faster than you if he's good. But pretty much the same.
Yeah, I think I also mess up because I usually, when I have this mindset that I always want to full clear because I want level 4, I always put 2 points in queue before I even look. Before I look closely on the map. I put my second point into queue. If I don't feel like you said before, if it's not an insanely free gank, what you said, when like if botlane is completely turboing it, then of course I'm open for the idea to go there and to like put a point in queue because I know if I have ghost, even if they flash, I can probably chase them down.
Yeah. I mean, it's super important for you that you have to be really open-minded when you play jungle. You have to be open to change your pathing. But in like, I would say 90% of games, full clearing on Hecarim is the way to go. Because you need to speed run the jungle. You're really gold reliant, because if you don't get gold, you're gonna be shit champion. You're not playing Nunu. So you need gold in this champion. You need and gold, and the best way to get gold is by camps, because they're 100% certain. Like a kill is not 100% certain, so camps is the way to go. But you need to be able to be open, and you don't really need 2 points in Q because E just means that you get to the camp faster. Plus, it does damage, so why not?
It's also true.
Yeah. So you don't need 2 points in Q, but if you know 100% sure that you're gonna be full clearing and then going to the scuttle, then sure, put 2 points in Q. But you have to be 100% certain of that and make sure that. I mean, you have Ghost, right? So you can still look if it's really free, but obviously having E means that you will one-shot someone pretty much.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else you want to add? Or I will take over.
You're gonna watch a lot of ints this game.
No, I mean, that's good. So you're probably inting a lot. You're probably inting a lot when you're playing well, so don't worry.
Yeah, but this is like actual win trading kind of ints.
Okay.
That's what made me so unsure if I want to sneak this fold, because I'm like, this is an insane amount of ints, and I'm not playing like I feel like I should be doing because I'm tilted.
Yeah, I mean, that obviously plays like an impact, right? But
it's not the entire world. You're right. I mean, that's how it is.
Yeah. So, do you have anything else you want to add to the game before I start taking over?
You can take over.
All right. So, when you go into game, as Hecarim, especially, you need to look at who has prio early game. Right? So, who has prio in top here?
I actually don't know.
If you had to think logically, who has prio? Logically.
I'd say Gnar.
Yeah, and why is that?
He's a lane bully who can outrange Vlad.
Yeah, and what is Vlad? What is Vlad?
Vlad is he's not a champion like what, 2 items?
I mean, he just scales well, right? So you have a lane bully here versus Vlad, and you just found out, you found this out all on your own. I didn't do anything. All I did was ask questions, and that's how you can think, right? So top lane has prio, which means you can't go to the scuttle. What about mid lane? Who has prio here?
I'd say level 3 Silas's. But pre that's OS.
So we have Ignite here, right?
That's true.
We have a ranged versus a melee, even though she has fleet. So theoretically, we should have prio. What about bot lane? Who has prio here?
I don't know that one either, actually. Logically, like, they're kind of similar champions.
Yeah, exactly. So
they push equally fast, and I mean, our bot lane doesn't have a heal, they have Nami. And Sums, we don't have any Ignite, but they don't have any Exhaust. So I feel like if bot lane would play it right and say fight early, we would perhaps win.
Yeah, so
an early trade.
You answered the question as well. I didn't even do anything. Logically, they can fight over it. All you didn't say that someone would have prio, and that's also true. But logically, they can fight over it, which means, what is our biggest chance? Where is our biggest chance of getting scuttle?
Bot lane.
Bot lane, right? Because we don't have prio top, we don't have prio mid in the first 3-4 levels.
Yeah.
And they can fight over it, but which means they will most likely be low as well, or they most likely will have like 50% HP. Which also means we might be able to look for a gank when we're done full clean, right? And you answered all of this on your own, right? I didn't do anything. All I did was ask questions.
Yeah.
So you can already now think about all of this stuff if you can implement the fact that I am asking the questions.
Yeah.
And that's something you could do yourself. Because you didn't know before I asked the question, but you would know if you asked yourself that question.
Yeah, which I did not do when I entered this game.
Yeah, so I'm guessing you pathed top like a monkey.
Yeah, I did, and that's also what Jin told me. He told me we have no prio if we leash you bot.
Yeah, and that is also true because they can fight over it, which means if you make them push, or if you make them leash, and enemy doesn't leash, they are obviously first in lane.
Yeah.
So if you start bot lane, you don't have prio in any lanes. Because even if Gnar leashes, he will still have prio.
Yeah.
Alright, going into this game with the knowledge that you have just gotten, you can already, everything that I've said right now, which took like 3-4 minutes, you can do that in 30 seconds. If you just think really quick, Okay, fight, which means we can maybe look for a gank in bot lane. Prio mid, prio top because of the fact that lane bully versus scale, ignite, ranged versus melee. Good, you see, took 30 seconds, 10, 20 seconds, and that's something you can do as well. You just have to think logically about the champs and what they do. You don't have to know the champ completely, you just have to think.
True.
Alright, and now with the knowledge that you've just gotten, what should you have done?
What should I do with it?
Yeah.
Theoretically, I should first of all start topside.
Yeah, because it doesn't matter if he leashes.
Nah, but seeing that bot lane is the biggest win condition in the early game, because Vladimir is not going to win early game unless Narv wins trades. So, which is why I should let them have the advantage and perhaps hope that their bot lane might leash Udyr.
Yeah, which means you will get to scale.
Yeah, I should pat the top, stay there, full clear down to bot, look for that crab.
Yeah.
Right, not necessarily full clear if I can see a clear gank opportunity before that.
Yeah, so we full clear from top to bot, and then maybe the scuttle is for you or a gank for bot lane because they're sitting. They have to trade. They have to trade in this lane for prio.
Yeah.
So it means that there might be a gank opportunity, or there might be a scuttle for you, because we don't have prio mid theoretically. Like Zoe might grief it, so we can't be sure of that. But theoretically, you shouldn't have prio mid, which means we have to either force something in bot or we just have to sneak the scuttle real quick.
Yeah.
Right.
Can also look to perhaps gank mid.
Yeah.
Since she's gonna be pushing in.
Yeah, since she will have prio. We just don't want to force a 2v2 because they have ignite, they have a summoner advantage for the fight. So we don't want to flip mid, but if she's overextending and she has like a little bit less HP than Silas, you can look. Is there any reason you have name here, like for the champion?
I was thinking about removing it, no, but I had summoner names before, and now I just press champion name. It's just a habit.
Yeah. Do you usually read the name when you look at the champion? Do you usually read it? Yeah. So it's really irrelevant, and you already know every single champion with every single skin since you played 10 years, right?
Yeah. Do you want to know the truth? I don't find the button to remove it.
Okay. Let's find that after then.
Yeah, I'll figure that one out myself.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, just search YouTube if you need to, or ask me and I will find it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's probably true. I don't think. I think that's very possible.
I literally have no clue where that button is. I just know how to turn off the summoner names or the, you know what I mean.
Yeah, actually, I've never had this before, like this thing.
You haven't?
No, so I don't know where it is, but I can for sure find it.
I'll probably figure out if I spend 50 hours looking for it.
Yes. So, any reason for the ward here?
I think I'm starting bot side. Maybe I feel like he beats me level 2 or level 3. Yeah. So if he would like to, for some reason, since he has prio top and mid, he could go for an invade on my top side, which I don't really want as a hacker.
Yeah.
Because it's more risky for me to invade than it is for him.
Yeah, at least there's thought process behind the ward, because some people just go here, put the ward for no reason. Do you know about the ward here? You've probably seen it if you've seen my coaching.
I've seen it because it hides when if they go in for a late invade,
yeah, great.
and they go with sweeper, they can see it, right?
Yeah, and it's only if you feel like you will get late invaded or you think you will get invaded on Raptors.
Yeah.
But you're not. In this game, it's highly unlikely that they go for it. So there's thought process behind the ward, and that's what I wanted to know because I just didn't want the answer to be. I mean, I'm just putting it every game for no reason, which is almost always the answer to every student that I'm asking.
It's not really. I usually put it in different places.
What about the ward here? You do that?
I do that if I know that they don't have CC abilities. I mean, sure, they could be in the mid bush, right? And they can also be 5-man stacked at the red buff bush. So if I have something that can shake the bush, like an Italy Q, or if I have like a Elise W,
yeah, exactly.
I can go in for free and ward.
I think you've watched a lot of my coaching. No.
That one I've actually done without watching you.
Yeah, that's good. That's really good. If you have something that can check the bush and you know they
Yeah.
don't have CC, and if they come here, they will not kill you or get your flesh.
Yeah.
So, thought process. Really good.
It's a start, right?
Yeah.
I actually pressed the blue buff first, and I changed my mind for some reason.
Yeah. You're probably
You see what Yin
you're checking
types.
Twitter or something.
I was actually checking if the recording was working.
Okay. But yeah, that's why we really need to start top. Even though you start bot lane now, we just have to adapt to the fact that you start bot lane.
Yeah.
And I hope it shows that you will get killed on Scuttle. That's my number one goal here. That you get killed on Scuttle. Because then everything that I've said is just perfect. And
I
you don't have
kinda
to
do.
tell me. Ah, fuck.
Oh shit, sorry, I spoiled it.
Yeah. It would be nice. Yeah, I mean, not so much to talk about on the clear, because even if you're really, really running it on the clear, on Hecarim, it doesn't matter because of the healing that you get.
Yeah.
Um,
I wonder if there's a way to get 2 stacks kept from Krugs to Raptors.
There is probably, if you do like if you run it all the way up here and then use Q
Yeah, exactly.
and then move. That is the
I don't know
only
if that's
version.
gonna help too much, but
Doesn't really matter, but it's nice, right? It's just nice to have. Yeah,
you see that I
you
use
can
my
for sure.
sweeper?
You can for sure do that. By the way, like you can see here how low it is. You can for sure do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw the sweeper. It's fine if you believe that there's a ward.
Yeah.
And you're not looking to gank early. You're just looking to full clear.
I think I got this one up, no?
Mm,
Yeah, I do. I don't hit the ground with my Q.
I mean here, just quickly, you already know that it's gonna die, so you can already run immediately. Because of the burn, right? So, run all the way, use Q, and I mean you hit it, it's pretty fine. There's not too much, like, sure the patience bar is 1 lower than it should be, but it doesn't matter if you just stay. Oh, hopefully don't fuck it up now. Yeah, you just walk.
Shit, I do hit it.
You just have to stay here. Right here.
Yeah.
Then it will come to you. You just have to hit it once and then it will walk to you. That's all. But thankfully you didn't fuck it up. It was really close though.
Yeah, it was.
A little bit less or a little bit more and you would fuck it up.
I also need to smite that one.
Please go to Scuttle and die. Okay. I mean he got the Scuttle, he already one-tapped it, and then you die here because Udyr's here or what? Or
It's gonna
2v2
come
mid?
from my wolves.
Yeah. So he looked to invade you. And this is what I talked about, right? We don't want to take the 2v2 mid because we don't win. They have summon advantage. And we just don't want this to happen. And you can see as well in bot here, the moment you're done with your clear, they have prio and they fought over it.
Yeah.
They have like a little bit more HP than you would expect, but that's probably because they traded even better on them. So this is what we don't want to happen. Like, we don't want this to happen. The exact thing that I said in Champ Select is now, like, unfolding. Because they have summon advantage, they win this, and because he is ranged versus melee, he outtrades him, and he has a full bar of HP more than Silas has.
Yeah.
Plus a fucking mythic item. There's mythic item in 3 minutes. How do we win this? And yeah, they're trading hard in bot lane. And you can see if you were not here, you could have been here.
Yeah.
You could have been bots. You could have killed them. And keep in mind that all of this, what I'm saying now, first impression. So that means if I can do it, you can do it as well. It all comes down to thinking. And you die, and I'm really happy about that because that means that I look like a complete faker, you know? No.
And I waste my ghost, but he gets 2 kills because they inted.
Okay, that's really nice. So, but we can't rely on that. We can't rely on them griefing so hard because imagine you go bot, this is just for free. You can play with one hand, you will still kill them.
Yeah.
So, we don't want to rely on flipping the game because flipping the game usually means that you only win 50% of the games.
Yeah, that's what I get told a lot, that I do a lot of flip plays.
Yeah, and that's just that's the only reason you do that is because you don't have the knowledge that you're now getting from me.
Yeah.
Which means I am just the best. No, I'm kidding. Which means it's super important that you learn this stuff.
Yeah, it is.
All right,
Which
and
is
now
basically why I reached out.
Yeah,
Didn't know
yeah.
you would smurf it, but
I mean, you can't know that I'm this good. That's just something you have to flip as well. But you saw he pinked here that there's a ward.
I easily pinged it.
You die again, right?
No, I don't. But
Okay.
I was the one pinging it. And this,
Oh yeah.
like this going here, I know is a big int, or is a like,
Yes, it's a lot of
why?
wasted time.
Yeah.
Your mid laner is resetting. He has TP, but we don't want to force him to TP here because you can use that TP to either go bot, mid, or TP to a fight, right? Right. So, bot lane has to catch this huge wave, which means they can never move to you. Mid lane has to reset, and we don't want to force his TP for a fucking scuttle because this scuttle you can trade for this, and you have tempo if you do this.
Yeah.
So we don't want to trade it for the scuttle. And if we don't want to trade it for the scuttle, why go here? It's irrelevant.
It's
Yes.
autopilot.
Yeah. So we use sweeper here. You even have it up, and you're just wasting time.
I will use it eventually.
You're just wasting time. You see here. We'll go back one more time. 4:15 is when you could have been starting the camp. You obviously can't gank this. So 4:15 is when you could have started the camp. Let's see when you start the camp. We go here, we chill, don't do anything. You clear vision, that is irrelevant as well, because they're gonna reset, which means this ward is most likely gonna go out. And you're giving away the fact that you're top bot side. It should be obvious to the naked eye that you're top side, or a bot side I mean, because of the fact that you gank from top side. So your camps are up. But maybe they're dumb, so maybe they don't know. Or maybe they're autopiloted like you. So they're gonna grief as well.
Yeah.
So you're clearing a ward that is irrelevant. Why do we need to clear this? We're not looking to gank in the near future, and we're looking to path top. So this ward is whatever.
Yeah.
You're just giving away your position, plus you're wasting time. All right, let's go to back to the point that I just made about the camp. Let's see when you started. $4.59. That's just free. $4.59. Right?
Yeah.
Which one would you rather have?
The second one.
What?
Oh shit, no, the first one.
Okay, you little griefer. Yeah. You wasted a lot of time here for no reason, which means you're not on the raptors when they spawn. You could have been done with raptors at this point. And time is money. It's the same as in League, you know, or in real life. Time is money. We're not getting the money we could have gotten here. And what Udyr is doing is that he ran all the way to the scuttle here. And the moment he's done with scuttle, you're done with raptors. So you get 2 camps for 1. Sure, you have no camps up the time that he's done, but you can reset, or you can look to gank bot, or you can look for the Drake because he did the scuttle. So there's also consequences to him doing the scuttle here. Which obviously is that you have time on him. So you can look for a gank, or you can look to reset and get Drake on that reset. Something like that.
Yeah.
And yeah.
You see what I don't want to take too much time asking questions. Maybe I'll do it after.
No, just ask everything you have right now.
Yeah. You see what Jin typed in the chat before? Oh wait, he said, "Come Heka, like no sums, go kill."
Ah yeah.
And I just went Unga Bunga, I go bot.
Unga Bunga, I listen to you, D1 player.
No normal person like D2 plus would go for that crap, right? Or even
yeah, like, I think silver players wouldn't go for that crap.
Yeah. So I'm not gonna say it's an excuse, but it's a rare occasion that I don't go for the Krugs in that case. But it's still a very good point that you got that you made for me.
Yeah.
And I'm glad you said it because I also thought about it.
Yeah.
But it was like
really good.
Truly int just going there.
Don't worry about the time, by the way. When we're done, we're done. So it's completely fine. So yeah. really important that you obviously think about the things that I've just said.
Mm.
But you will have the recording, so don't worry.
Yeah.
I mean, I can also download it for you and then send it, but I don't know, something fucked up on my computer.
Yeah, true. But I mean, you said a stream recording is perfectly fine for me, anyways, or
Yeah.
whatever.
This is fine. You're looking. Oof. He dies, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And you have full stack Conqueror?
And I have a W
Boom.
coming up.
Full stack Conqueror. Nice. So, sure, you might be flipping it a little bit, but this kill is for sure for free. And you have stack Conqueror. Which means you heal a lot, as you can see here.
This
Boom.
heal is huge.
It's disgusting. So all I want you to realize here is that you're looking. You're actually looking before you do it. Some junglers just run in and they say, okay, he's here, and we go. You might not even know where Udyr is, but it's obvious to the naked eye that he's bot side. Right? So picture, like, jungle tracking is so easy when you understand it. He, of course, goes bot side because he started bot side and he came from top side. Same thing as you. That means scuttle is up, which means one of the junglers are gonna go for the scuttle. And the one who goes for the scuttle is the dumber one. As I've just mentioned now. Because he wastes a lot of time. Udyr dying here, you will see how big of an effect that has. You still lose this game, I don't know how. That is in the unknown. But you will see how big of yep, that is. Okay, so right now, if Udyr kills you, it's really big, right? He doesn't kill you. Okay, what does that mean? I hope you press tab, and then I pause it there.
I should do, but I don't. I think he just helped him shove in the way pretty quick.
Alright, I mean, I can see, yeah, it's sure. So, from general knowledge, that means that he has 28 when he died here. Then he gets the scuttle, which means he has 42, right? What does that mean? He has 42 when he's done with the scuttle. Because he obviously ran straight to the scuttle. What does that mean?
Wolves and Grump up?
That means all of his camps are up. As you can see here,
yeah, exactly.
It takes the same time as you to clear his camps. Which means his raptors, his golems are up. What does that mean?
I go Unga Bunga counter.
Everything is up. Every single camp of his is up right now. So he's losing a lot of time when this happens. So let's go eat his raptors, get a huge lead on him. That means the scuttle that he just gained means shit. It means jack shit because you ate his raptors. Plus you got 2 kills.
Yeah.
So if you press tab the moment you see him, you will realize that he has 32. Obviously you don't press tab, but this is from general knowledge. Which means everything is up. Which means he can go to either one of the sides. But let's say we eat... the golems are a little bit flip, so we don't want to flip here. Because he has top prio. He might run straight to them. And his mid laner might be like complete freak, so he also comes. But yeah, everything is up, so let's eat one of them and get a huge lead on him. Because if you eat the raptor here, massive lead.
I think I'm gonna make you disappointed.
I mean, it's okay. That's why you're getting coaching to learn.
Yeah.
But you're sinning. You're going bot. Or what?
I'm just sinning to all chat, or to chat.
You don't kill here, for sure. Right?
We do.
Okay, you actually kill. But it's not worth it. Why is it not worth it?
Because they could have gotten Udyr so far behind and me so far ahead instead.
You could have gotten this camp, and what side are you on right now?
Bot side.
You're on the wrong side, because all your camps are up here.
Yeah.
And are you playing Elise?
Nope.
Are you playing Rek'Sai?
Nope.
Are you playing Lee Sin?
Nope.
What are you playing?
Horsey.
And what does he do? What does he do with farm? Yeah. He benefits from farm. So we don't need to sin. We are okay with farming, and they don't need you here. They don't need you to gank right now. And you're on the wrong side. Which means Udyr, if he is good, he goes top. He already is done with this. He takes your top side, and the situation is completely reversed. You're now the one who's behind. Because if you go top now, you have no camps. He's probably not good, so he's not going for it. But
do I spoil it or do I?
No.
I think I remember what happened.
You probably find him there and then kill him maybe. But don't say anything.
I'll be quiet.
Yeah, we should also get boots here. Fuck the Phage.
Tier 2?
Yeah, tier 2. We should get CD boots. Because it allows you to clear really, really fast. Obviously as well with the E, your damage is stronger with the more movement speed you have, but for the movement speed on camps and for clearing, CD boots are just too broken. Okay, everything is up. That means most likely what Udyr did, we see him here, 49, right? 49 means he took this, that was 32, and then how many camps? 32, and now he's at 49.
Four camps.
5 camps, yeah. So
5 camps.
That means everything's gone right now. This is gone, this is gone, this is gone, this is gone, and then the Drake gives 4. So blue is the only thing that's up for him right now. Blue is the only thing, and then red is coming up. So with this knowledge, what should we do?
Since we want to pet the bot now, right?
Yeah.
Because they still have no sums.
Yeah.
And Udyr will be topside. We can also look mid, but
why will he be topside?
Then because his next buff will be going that way and he has prior top, but he's not gonna invade me because he knows I'm topside. But his only camps coming up are topside.
Yeah, exactly. The fastest.
And he just cleared the entire bot and took dragon.
Yeah. Exactly. Super obvious. So yeah, we should go bot because we made the wave bounce. You know what the bounce is?
Yeah.
Yeah, just quickly explain. I want to make sure.
It's then when it crashes and then it comes back to an even lane state in the middle.
No. Bounce is Bounce is when you push the wave here. Let's say, let's go back so I can explain it.
Alright.
That's why I wanted to make sure, because now I know you didn't know, right? So a bounce is when this next wave, where is it? The next wave is here on this line, you see it?
Yeah.
This next wave that is coming from bot side will clump up and it will become a unit, which means on the first wave, it's become a unit, right? And it's gonna clump up, while this next wave that is here is still forming a unit, so they're walking towards it, right? And the unit will always win out in like an even fight because they're attacking first. And on the second wave, it's gonna slow push, and on the third wave, on the second or third wave, you can look to gank it because it's slow pushing, which means they have to overextend to push the third wave. Get that?
Yeah, I got what you meant.
And that's what a bounce is, because you're pushing the wave here, which means the next wave here has to fight under the tower. And they're clumping up, becoming a unit, so they will fight faster against the next wave. What you explained was a reset on the wave. So when you just, let's say red wave is died here and blue wave is died, and now they die like under the tower before the next wave arrives, so the one that I just explained here, then it will just reset. And the wave will just meet in the middle. So that's a reset on the wave. But the bounce is what I've obviously just explained now. You need further...
Nah, I got you.
Okay, great. Because it's
also,
super
if I need
important.
further, I can go back and watch it.
Yeah, of course. But right now, the game is not won, but we are in a really good state. So I'm gonna look forward to when you throw the game.
I'm not painful.
So
this is very bad as well.
You're just sinning again.
Yeah.
Because now you lose your wolves, you don't take them, which means you're gonna be a little bit further behind. But the tempo that you spent, doing this, Udyr used taking the Drake. Fuck.
Yeah, he dies as well. That's crazy.
Hello guys, I'm Hikarim, I don't want my camps, I just want to fight. If you die here, the game is gonna be really rough. Please die. Yes! Let's go. Alright, so now I want you to explain to me why this is fucking bad and like really game losing.
Because
And
I
why
lose
it's
1, 2, 3,
unnecessary as well.
4.
Why is it unnecessary as well? Like all of this, just explain it to me now.
Okay, so 1, it's bad for me personally. When I say personally, I mean for my champion, right?
Yeah.
I miss out on 4 camps because after this, Udyr has. Well, we don't know if they're gonna kill all of us, but he has the potential to take all of my bot side.
Yeah.
Because our mid ran invented, and there's no way we're in a position where we can actually kill their bot.
Yeah. This is like,
or anyone else.
and you can stop this, by the way. If you don't path bot and you're like paying this off, Silas will never TP here.
Yeah.
Because now you lose place mid, you lose tempo mid, you die, you lose time on the camps, and if Udyr is great, he will go in here, steal all the camps, and you FF right now. FF. Go FK. Game's lost. But if he doesn't do that, you can still play the game.
Yeah.
So this is just really like this is the worst thing you could have possibly done. But that's because you have the ganking mindset, you have the Elise mindset, you have the Rek'Sai mindset. That if something is gankable, I should always do it. But there has to be thought process behind it. Is there a thought process behind this?
No, it's not.
No, not really. We don't have to force this. We are okay with scaling. We're in a really good spot to win this. We have a Fed, or not a Fed Vlad, but we have a Vlad who's free scaling. We have a Hecarim who's free scaling and will 1v9 versus the enemy team. So we don't have to do this. It's just irrelevant. If all your camps are gone, maybe we can discuss it again. If all your camps are gone, you ate all 4 of them, and the wave was like here or here in this area, we can discuss it. We can talk about the gank being with thought process. But there is no thought process behind this gank. The wave is bad gank. It's so like so dumb because there's 4 camps up as well. It's just sitting gold, and how much is 4 camps worth if you have to like kind of
500, 400 now?
Yeah, like 400, 500, let's say that.
That's also mid wave coming in.
Or no, how much gold is that? Is like if you have to translate it into kills.
It's 1.5.
Yeah. So we kind of just killed bot lane. Instead, if we take those camps.
Yeah.
Kinda. We didn't kill them obviously, but we got that gold on ourselves. And we didn't flip the game because, as I said, if all the 4 camps are gone, we can discuss it again because there's no way you have to be. Sure, you can go for the rift, but if the wave is in this position, which I just talked about, yeah, you can go for it again. But there has to be thought process. There has to be a thought behind why you're doing certain things. And now Jin dies as well, and you are so sad. You are really, disaster. As Jin says, perfect. Yes, your luck ran out, Taker. Yeah, I mean, it kind of did because you had no thought process behind your actions.
Yeah.
So your flipping is over. Flipping days are over after this session.
I hope to God they are.
They are. Or I will come back and haunt you. I will come back and say, why do you pick Elise, you fucking nerd?
Yeah.
Alright. Yeah, but he didn't take your camps, so
No, that's a good part.
Clearly, he is also bad.
Yup.
Also,
like watching the replay of it, watching the potential of what I could. Now I'm sitting again.
Yes. I mean, there's at least thought process behind it. They're hardcore fighting, right? And you can get 2 kills here. So there's thought process. There's actually a reason behind your gank. And this is something... Okay, let's go into like 5-head mental, right? This is something that this is something that could have happened. Just go back quickly before you die. This is something... Where is it? Yeah, there it is. So this is something that could have been... like the kills you just get here, right? In bot. Not here, but before. This is something you could have done and still got your camps. Because why? Because why? Now I want you to try. This is why. This is how all my students learn. Because I test them first. So go ahead. Explain to me why that would happen. Like why is what the kills you just got? Why could you have gotten them after the clear you just should have made?
Because they blow I don't know if they blew all their stuff now, like sums and shit. We didn't
Okay,
time
you're
it,
already
but
wrong.
I
Already
can't
wrong.
really see the wave
I will
stay.
say, I'll explain it now. So the
Right.
reason that happens is because the wave is bouncing. You can see it
Yeah.
here. 6 minions versus 6 minions, but they have shorter travel time.
Yeah.
Which means on the second/third wave, it's perfect. They have to overextend for the wave. And how long does it take for 2 to 3 waves to arrive?
30
Ish.
seconds now.
Like 1 minute
Not for
ish.
one. Yeah.
For both these waves to arrive and for it to be like in a perfect state, 1 minute. How long does it take
Yeah.
for you to full clear this and this?
Equally amount of time.
Yeah,
Bit
kind of
more.
1 minute, which means in 1 minute the wave will be perfect. We will have ult, we will have everything up, and they're fucking dead. So
Yeah.
thought process. And now you feel like a complete retard after I have explained all of this, and that's great because you need to feel like that,
I do.
and that's really great. I love that. Imagine I get paid. I live off making you feel like a retard.
Oh, that's fun.
That's really nice, right?
Yeah. You're bathing in the clients acting like dumb fucks.
Yes, it's really nice. I love it. Yeah, so you can see it, right? 5 head mental.
Yeah. True.
And that's because you made the wave bounce. So we can even go back a little bit longer. Go back to when you killed bot. Here it is. Here it is. You killed bot. So you made the wave bounce, right? You made this happen. And if you played around making this happen, this play we could have done at this time when you killed him again.
Yeah.
Because of you setting up the wave. It makes so much sense, right? But it all comes down to having like an insane experience and having.
This is literally something I've never thought about.
Yeah, of course not. Why do you think I'm so good? Right, and they fight heavy. There. Yeah, and now there's thought process behind it. They're trading like monkeys, and we can get something. Even though you're sinning. But there's at least thought process behind it. I want you to have thought process behind everything you do. From now on until the end of your league days. There's gonna be games where you can't try hard, and in those games you're not playing on your main, you're playing on shit account.
Yeah.
You're playing on dumpster account. What we call it.
Dumpster camp.
Yeah. Where you're allowed to win. You're allowed to win because you're not playing to win, you're playing for fun.
That's also like the thing that like I only play strictly AD champions on that account.
Yeah, I mean you should. Right? We grief it again. I like to see it. Why is this bad?
Why it's bad?
Yeah. Why is this bad and why is it so obvious?
You want me to start talking about it?
Yeah, I want you to try.
One thing, we were just bot, all of us, which means that Udyr probably is going for the only objective on the map is also Riftal, right?
Yeah.
We see Zoe top right now. Doesn't really matter. But when we go for it, she has she most likely has 2 flashes, right? Don't know if she has the other one. But with the time it makes obvious is when she throws out her E.
Yeah.
I would say.
So
we should immediately back off then.
Yeah, I will just try to make you understand it. So when you go for this gank, Udyr gets the same knowledge that you get. There's one objective on the map. He probably, if he has one brain cell, knows that your top camps are up. Because he just saw you bot side with like 52 CS, because you just took 2 camps, which is obviously 8. So he will know that your top side camps are up if he has one brain cell. He doesn't, right? Because he has shown multiple times that he's not willing to steal your camps.
Yeah.
But he has to be top here. There's just no other way. If he's not top, he's griefing. And you can't count on your teammates not griefing. Or enemies to not grief. So you making this gank happen, which means that he knows that you're bot side, which means he should theoretically, if he has one brain cell, go top, steal your camps, set you fully, like really far behind. He should be level 9 when you're level 8. Because he yoinked your camps, which you could have done to him.
Yep.
If you didn't sin really, really hard. Alright, and now you die. I am happy about it, because then I can go back and explain it. And make you feel even worse. And there's just no way this gank is gonna work, right? There's just no way.
No, it's not.
He has a flash shop. He has a stolen flash shop, and he probably has his own flash as well. And now he is level 8, probably level 9, really, really soon, and has lead on you. And you could have easily been on two levels advantage. If you applied all of the things that I just said, obviously. And even, like, Vlad is winning now. Imagine. Vlad is winning now. Because he will eventually outscale. Because the champ is broken at 3 items. And now there is, like, not a lot you can do. Like, they have to really, really int it for you to win. Because they have a big lead. But of course you can still win, because they will int it.
This I feel like is a flip.
I mean, again, your topside camp should be gone if Udyr steals them, but he didn't. If he stole them, he would definitely be level 9. Definitely.
Yeah.
So all your top camps should be up. But yeah, it's kind of a flip. There's a big wave mid, so mid laner is sinning right now. But
yeah, the only reason I kind of want to go forward was because we saw Silas was here and he had Nami or...
Yeah. And it's okay. Like, it's fine. But now we should be considering the Drake, right?
Yeah.
We should be considering the Drake, and how do we get that?
Preferably set up vision around here.
And now you grief, right? You die, or you lose ult.
Yeah. I actually don't know what happens. I think I turbo greed for his camps.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, I actually yoink it.
What the fuck happened?
And I live. 1Q, pop.
Okay, the recording just oh, it's lacking. But you said that, right?
Yeah. Oh, it was the recording. Oh shit.
Yeah, it's not me. It's the recording.
Okay.
I mean, it's whatever. We still have the picture. We don't need more.
Yeah.
So why is this complete win
Just
rate?
queue it.
Why is this complete win rate?
Yep.
No, why? Why is it complete win rate?
We see no one on the map. We have service. We know the dragon is up, so he's probably gonna be bot side.
Yeah.
And I don't have a bot lane that's even remotely close to me.
Yeah, they
might have seen me like from I didn't have red trinket for pixel or anything like that.
Yeah.
So I just walked up here blindly.
So you are perma-flipping it. Perma-flipping it. Yeah. Yeah, your mid laner's mid, he's getting prio, which means when he has prio, you can go in 2 men. You can get vision, or you can even look for camp, but that shouldn't be the goal. The goal should be getting the Drake. But right now, if you wait a little bit, you shadow your mid laner, wait for him to get prio, you can go in 2 men, and you can actually look for something. But right now, you're just saying, hello guys, I am win trading, come kill me.
Yeah.
So what you should have done is that instead of going in here, you go mid, you shadow him, make sure that Udyr doesn't gank him on the push. And then you go 2 people down, get vision, here, maybe even here, and then you have full vision for the Drake. And then on this wave, you push 1 more time, you push mid, you give them an option. 1, they contest the Drake, right? They contest Drake, and they lose the wave of XP and gold. Make sense?
Yeah.
So you give them an option to lose or lose. So lose-lose situation. And 2, they give the Drake, which means you get the Drake, right? Which is nice. And they gain the XP and the gold from the wave. So that is a win for them. But you have to give them an ultimatum. Go push the wave. Go 2 people. Get wave or get vision. Get vision. Maybe vision here. Pink here. Vision here. Vision here. and then go 4 people for the Drake while you're having prio in both lanes. But right now you're just saying, hello, I am win trading, come kill me. So give them 2 options. 1, contest, lose XP and gold, and just slowly dance around it. You can even, like, just to go into like really harsh scenarios. If they contest the Drake and you just dance around it, you don't take it, they lose XP and gold for 1 wave. Imagine you do it again, they lose for 2, they lose for 3, they lose for 4, and you just can keep going, right? Keep dancing around it. That's not something you can do in solo queue ever, so don't try it. But you can at least do it for 1. Maybe even 2, if you tell your team what you want to do. But if you go and play competitive at some point, you can do it.
Yeah.
And imagine you do it in bot lane as well. It's 3 waves. And you just move forward. Imagine that you lose mid and bot wave at the same time because you dance around the Drake. That's a lot of gold and XP, trust me. That's something that can win you the game in the long run. But don't do it in solo queue. It's not gonna work.
I don't feel like it's gonna really end up on the same page as what everyone else.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen. So don't ever try it. And yeah, Zoe is coming back to lane, and you almost die, and now you have to give the Drake. Yep. You have to give Drake, they take the Drake, and the game becomes really hard to you. Do you want to keep watching? We can do that if you want to look at like micro stuff, but in my mind right now the game is kind of lost. Vladimir has to really put on his scary shoes.
I mean, it's not. It gets more embarrassing the later the game goes.
We can keep watching.
I am actually the one solo losing the game eventually.
I mean, let's look at it then to make sure that you fix those mistakes. But it's the same thing that comes up again. I guarantee you that it's like really flip plays that you make.
Yeah, and it's also not watching the minimap and just walking straight up into their face and then just dying.
Yeah. I mean, your camera control is a lot better than what I would expect. It's still really bad, but it's a lot better than what I would expect. Like, for example, you're not looking at waves enough compared to what you should. But that's something you can work on really easily.
Yeah, well, given the knowledge that you gave me about, for example, bouncing, I mean, why would I not use it in every game?
Exactly. It means that a jungler can now play the lane role in terms of waves.
Yeah. Question, what do you think about Divine this game?
Not really good, because of the fact that you can't really auto-attack anyone. You can auto-attack Udyr, but you can't you hear me, by the way?
Yeah.
Okay, great, because my mic sometimes cuts out. You can't really auto-attack Nor, you can't really auto-attack Kaiser and Nami, so who can you auto-attack? Who's left?
Whoever comes into my face, I guess.
Yeah, and that is no one, because they all have ranged.
Yeah, so you would prefer the tank build? Or Triforce?
Probably Triforce. You're not lacking damage, but you can't really trust your level 9 Silas at 14 minutes to do damage. You can only really trust the Vlad engine.
I can't trust the 1-5G neither.
Yeah, so you need damage here. So Trinity Force is the way to go.
Something I've thought about, because what I said before is that I don't usually mind what people say.
Yeah.
Like in the way you've said it. But when it comes to people spamming jungle gap, even though it's just they fucking die to a level 3 gank, I'm like, yeah, are you surprised? That shit just gets to me, so I probably should play without chat, even though
you can play with chat, you just have to mute, because usually your laners don't have a fucking clue what they're doing. They don't even know how to play the lane. Like, they don't even know how to set up waves. So their opinion should mean absolutely zero to you.
Yeah.
It should have no impact on what you do. If they don't feed you good information, why would you give a shit?
That's the one thing that makes me play without it, because I don't want to miss it. Like, if I quickly want to know if someone has flash or not.
Yeah.
Like,
that's also why you should hold onto your chat, because sometimes it can be really valuable. There's just gonna be those 1 games or like 1, 2, 3 games that people will try to tilt you. because they don't have a single clue what they did with the wave. Now, I mean, obviously you didn't have a clue as well, but now after the coaching, you should. Yeah, let's just go back to the game real quick. You should look for the bot wave here. Why do you think that is?
The bot wave?
Yeah.
Because it's a huge... I don't know if it counts as a rubber band, but it's really busted for me to get solo EXP.
Yeah, plus you're
Instead of just
really
letting
late.
it go into nothing.
It's
and
like
top lane is not going. Top lane now is too late, so it's not gonna
Yeah.
give me anything.
Exactly, you're way too late for the play. It's like what's it called? Fuck, what's the English word?
Say it in Danish.
Flu. You know fluor, the fucking annoying things.
Flugor.
Yeah, fucking
Mosquitoes? Flies? No.
Yeah, flies. You're like it's like fly. You have the fly effect. If you see some like sugar or poop or whatever, you go to it. And in this case, you go to the fight because it's your poop.
Yeah.
But
True.
imagine we think to ourselves, we eat this, we eat the bot camp. You are pretty fine in the game. Plus, this fight is way too far away from you. You have to run to Nanya to actually enter the fight.
Yeah.
So you can see it, right?
Yeah.
And
it is also what I said like before. I might be one of my worst performances. I think
mean,
that
it
the reason
doesn't
that
really
I got
matter.
so like, huh?
It doesn't really matter because I can see that you have the same tendencies. Even if you play a really good game, you still do the same mistakes. Because this is a common mistake. And you die here probably, right?
Don't remember, probably. No, I kill him because my champion is busted.
Yeah, full stack Conqueror. Yeah. But you really flip.
That's what
here.
I was gonna say.
Can
I
you
think
see?
that the reason that I'm gotten this far is because this champ is not balanced.
Yeah, it's really broken solo queue. But why is Kai'Sa here? Why?
No clue. She's horny for the turret.
Yeah, but why? Right? They don't see Hecarim. Why are you here? What are you trying to achieve? Yeah, you want the tower, but you don't know where Hecarim is. And the wave is pushed, so you don't lose anything at all. Just go back, spend the endless amounts of gold that you just got from the fight. So you're flipping the fact that Kai'Sa is just a monkey. And that is fine in D1, it's fine in Master, Grandmaster, but the moment you hit Challenger, people are actually thinking about this. Yeah. And I can guarantee you that not everyone has the same mind as me, because obviously I'm a prodigy. but they think about this stuff.
Yeah.
And you will get punished for that. Because imagine you don't get this. Sure, you get the bot wave, but you could have gotten the Raptors, you could have gotten 2 to even 3 waves in bot.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're just flipping the fact that she's griefing it.
Which basically would have ended up in the same amount of gold and probably more experience.
Yeah, more experience, but you get obviously a lot more gold because you get the shutdown.
Get double as well. Nah, fuck, this is where I grief.
Oh. FF. I mean, obviously, you should just die here, whatever, and kill the Nami.
Yeah.
Because you already have decided, okay, I'm gonna run it. I'm gonna kill this Nami. It's decided in your mind.
Yeah. I told you it gets worse.
It's okay. We're over the west.
Yeah. If you want to, you can just like jump until you see some mistakes that you want to talk about.
I mean, the worst is gone. Like, if you fix all of the things that I've said right now, you should easily hit Grandmaster. Yeah. But it's something you obviously have to work on because it's really, like, it's a lot and it requires a lot of attention and a lot of time. But the moment you fix it, you're not gonna want to go back to your shit playstyle that you had before.
Yeah. Thing is, clearly I do have a lot of time considering how many games I played.
Yes. Yes.
What I do with the time that should be more careful.
You should just watch this coaching 4, 5, 6 times.
Yeah.
Because if you get it down, you will be way better. Because your mechanics are not horrible. And you don't play mechanical champs as well. So you can't really have horrible mechanics. Sure, they can be fine-tuned and sure you can auto-attack better, but it's nothing like, holy shit, you're just shit, you know. You can actually work on it.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah, but right now the game is just gonna be perma-fighting, no brain. No brain.
Yep.
So I think we stop here. We could keep going and watch a lot of bullshit. happen, but I don't think it has any value compared to what you will get from
You
the
get
other
comedic
things.
value if you watch the end fight.
Yeah, don't worry, I have had a lot of that.
Yeah, I figured.
Um, okay, thank you for the rates or the follow or the rate. Let's see, thank you. How long have I been live? Yeah, 2 hours ish. Is Shim Tank better this game? They need tank. No. They don't really need a tank. It's all about like the fights, but it's kind of whatever now. Why did he have top sides? Autopilot. Didn't think, and all of the things I've just taught him now, he will use. Yeah, I stopped recording here, or I stopped the stream because I don't have recording rights, so I have to stop the stream. But you're still here, right?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah. Is there anything you would like to add, like anything, any questions, or how you thought about like how was the coaching session? Anything? Then you can do that.
I really think that you explain key parts very, very good, and I mean everything in general very, very clearly. I like how I thought that I knew stuff, which is like bouncing and stuff, and XP value and CS value on Udyr, which is I know that camps goes like for CS,
Yeah.
but I should when I press tab, I usually just do it out of habit, and I don't know what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
I
So
usually just watch, does anyone have a stopwatch or something like that?
there has to be intent. There has to be reasoning behind what you're doing. From now on
Yeah,
until the end of your days playing League, there has to be
yeah,
intentions. There has to be reasoning. You have to think about why I'm doing this X, Y, and Z. So
yeah,
crucial that from now on you actually think about that. I would recommend watching the VOD 2-3 times before you go into game, and then start practicing Lilia. Make sure you have another blind pick ready when Hecarim is
yeah.
banned or when Hecarim is bad. Yeah, and if you want to, do you have Twitter or anything?
I don't have Twitter now.
Okay,
Facebook, but it's just my personal, my
yeah, that's fine.
stuff.
I mean, if you do get Twitter or whatever, you can do like tweet about what you think of me as coach, or you can do like coach review in here. And that's pretty much it. I don't have anything else. Wait, did the stream die or no? It didn't. Yeah, that's pretty much
You're
it.
still streaming.
That's pretty much it, man.
Well, thank you very much. It's been very enjoyable.
Yeah, I mean, it's an experience as well. You know, it's an experience.
Yeah.
It's not just coaching and yeah, all of that. So
something I learned going over this, which wasn't like gameplay wise, is I noticed that happens when I autopilot a lot and when I tilt a lot. So just taking more breaks will probably be beneficial for my
yeah,
sake.
for sure. That I mean, it's most players. I mean, the best of the best can even be autopiloted and still play better than like good players, right?
Yeah.
But obviously you're not one of those. So for now, you have to actually think with intent and know what you want when you go in the game, and you know what you have to do. So yeah, I will stop it here. Anything no.
I'm good with questions.
What?
I don't have any more questions. If that was what you was gonna ask.
No. I'm looking to host someone.
Oh.
Yeah.
Thank you for the session. Do you send it to me and
yeah, I will
Discord?
download it. And I'll just probably put it on YouTube, honestly.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
And then you can have
thank
it
you
there.
very much.
No problem. It was also enjoyable for me, so don't worry.
Yeah, perfect.
All
I'll
right.
see you around.
Yeah, see you, man. If you have any questions,
Ciao,
just ask me in Discord, of course.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Bye bye.
Have a great night.
You too.
Bye.
All right. Anything you want to add, Chat Areno, or then I'm done. Only thing you can add as a scrub is that he needs to maintain his Q stacks from Bucks, Raptors, and Raptors Wolves. Yeah, of course. But that's something I already said. Alright, see you, boys. It's been a pleasure, like always. Hey, bro, thank you for the free content. No problem.